The number of tentacles a jellyfish has depends on the species. So the box jellyfish has 4 tentacles, but the lion's mane has up to 1,200. Today, the jellyfish manifesto, you can take over.
Today we have Andrew Darner and Spencer Wolfe. Andrew is an ex-professional wrestler, touring rapper and artist, and he is also an actor in Spencer Wolfe's upcoming show. And Spencer Wolfe is a videographer and media genius. And we're very excited to have you guys here with us today. So thank you.
Excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
So how did you guys meet first?
It was on Threezy's Way Up shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to double check. I'll look at you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to say in 2022, about just shy of summer, right before fall, we were doing a shoot for Threezy. I'm sure you might be familiar with Threezy, Cody Stiltner, and we were shooting a video Way Up. It's like a roller skate video. And he was going to be dressed up as a wrestler, getting body slammed or something of the sort in that video, which is we ended up not doing that.
No, I
and
think
he
ended
just
up clotheslining somebody.
Yeah, you clothesline somebody. And then other than that, I needed an extra person to help
Yeah.
push Dolly, which at the time was just a wheelchair. Because roller skating. I'm like, well, I think it'd be better instead of setting up dollies or doing anything of the sort where I have to take up space or block or I'm on my feet. Let's just have somebody pushing me around in a wheelchair, which ended up being the best way possible because I can hold camera low, still get the handheld effect, but have the smoothness and quickness of being on wheels. And so this guy doubled as my dolly grip.
Yeah.
He was wearing a wrestler outfit the entire time. And that was pretty much it. He had one shot, which is we didn't even use in the video. We cut it and put it at the end in the credit rollout.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's because we had so much footage. But
So
much footage that it was like one of those things like, man, I don't know what to put in the video. I can't make my decision. And so I just let a credit roll out, play through like an old school 90s buddy comedy movie. But yeah, that's how we first met. And then I realized, man, this dude is on it when it came to just helping out and whatever. And just being a second pair of eyes to see something that I don't see. And so I invited him to come to a lot more things. And that's kind of ended up hanging out, doing long trips to Florida to work.
Yeah.
For
working
a whole
on
summer.
music videos together after that. And then ended up linking up with Savannah and Bravo. And that's who we're I'm still I'm selling their merch now, going on tour with them. So honestly, it's spiraled and it's led to a bunch of different places and then brought us back to he started this short horror film series.
That was something about the acting side of him is that he would always do when I needed someone extra in the background real quick. I have to fill up this blank spot in the monitor. I'm like, there's something. I need someone moving right here. He was the guy that always stepped in. He was like the professional stand-in and the professional background extra.
Yeah.
Like you see him in this take, and then we'll put a hat on, a hoodie, switch the camera angle, and then he's back here doing something else, like eating a sandwich or whatever it is. And then you'd do stunts.
Yeah.
And we ended
Another
up
cut.
another cut scene. Okay, so we did the music video Brazy for C Money in Fulio, and it was a bank robbery video. And shout out to Crafted and Cured. It's like a wine and cheese place. They let us when they're remodeling. I just went in there and was like, "Hey, we need this. Used to be a bank. What are you guys doing with it?" And they're like, "Oh, we're making it a restaurant." I'm like, "Can I film here?" And they did let us for free. Like, I was gonna film here for free for 8 hours with a bunch of guns. And people in robbing fits.
They actually had
ski
the whole
masks.
vault in there too.
Yeah,
So we got scenes of them and robbing the vault and everything.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
And I ended up having keys to the vault
Yeah.
for 8 months because they were putting one of my film bags and I had it and when we just never got a time. And I just held on to these old school keys from the 1800s. Anyway, back on track. He was always acting in things and one of those stunts and one of those stunts were to fall down these granite marble stairs.
Yeah.
And you did a whole thing. They ended up cutting it because it looked too funny for it to be a serious action film. So I'm like, we got to cut that. So we did. But yeah, and then we did a video for Shy Shiloh where you acted in something goofy drinking all of his beers.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew you had the acting chops for real. And then ever since I'm like, all right, no, we got to do something with Andy one day. And I think it was always a pizza delivery driver idea.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
pretty much.
For years in my head, I'm like, no, Andy's gonna play a pizza delivery guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, like the acting for me, like that came from me being a wrestler, like having to come up with stuff on the fly, having to get into character, doing all that kind of stuff. Kind of just, I've always kind of had an eye for acting, I guess, because of the wrestling side, but never really like had the way to do it. But this dude over here, man, like he'll come up with fucking 15 ideas before I even brush my teeth in the morning. So it's like,
I'll call you about 4 times.
it's like,
And it's just so like, all right, it's like about this time I think Andy's getting up for the day. And then, because you stay up real late.
oh yeah. I'm just, yeah.
My schedule's always different, dude. Like I had like an all-night shoot in Columbus a couple days ago. And I swear it took me a whole day to recover. I felt hungover. I didn't drink or anything. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting old, but I was out. I didn't get home till about 5 a.m. And I just felt like drunk. I think it's because I was up early that day too.
Yeah.
Poor Tez, he was out there. He was up at 4 a.m. that day. And then he ended up being up till 5. So he had a nice little,
Yeah.
nice little 25-hour day. Yeah, well, that's kind of how we ended up linking. Essentially, I guess, to get back to that round. That can't come back around to that question. That was that whole little thing, trying not to leave too much out.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you have done stunts for Spencer.
Yeah.
What kind of mindset did you have to get yourself in? Because I know with wrestling, a lot of it's the adrenaline off the crowd.
Yeah.
What kind of mindset did you have to get yourself in to do the stunts?
Honestly, so there's like a stunt that I do in this short that you guys are going to see, and it's not like too bad a one. I kind of just had to just do it. But it was like a late night, we were already doing a bunch of stuff. So like I wasn't like really psyched up to do that one. But the one with the stairs, like I had to like really like get into like, oh shit, I got to go down these stairs real quick, like, and not hurt myself. So like you kind of, it's weird. Some like, I feel like I can just turn it on like a switch. Like it's kind of interesting, but it's the same thing when I go to perform. Like when I do my music shows and stuff, it's like the whole time before doing it, I'm like nervous and like not really ready and not really prepared. But as soon as I get out on stage, it's just like something switches and I'm just automatically in go mode. So it's kind of the same way with the camera. Like as soon as it's action, it's just like I just go to a different place. It's weird. It's hard to explain.
Right. I completely understand
Just
that.
disassociate.
Yeah.
I get that because I'll do that. Sometimes I'll put myself in dangerous situations with the camera, and I'm just, it's a movie, it's fake, but really it's happening. Like, oh, I'm strapped to the side of this car.
Yeah. Oh,
like
that's
for real.
crazy.
and I just disassociate. Yeah, you were holding on.
Yeah.
I trust him with my life because I was ratchet strapped down into the frame of the car, but also some of the slack because of my weight pulling, it was starting to pull out. So he wrapped it around his leg in the back of the car, and we had the car pulled up on a trailer because I wanted a handheld effect with the car moving down the street, but I didn't want to actually have to driving. So we pulled it up on a low bed trailer, trick the camera, make it look like, hey, he's moving. And then I'm out there ratchet strapped to the side of the car with the camera like this, like that, going 50-something miles an hour.
Honestly, wilder than any stunt I've ever done with him. Like, and he's just...
You do physical pain. That was
that's true.
would have been really bad if it did happen.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Man.
But yeah, you do, you have a stunt coming up in this
Yeah, that's what I'm
episode
saying.
that's not cut.
Yeah. This one, like, wasn't, like, too much I had to get into, though. Like, it's a little bit different. Like, I feel like with this one, like, it kind of reminded me of wrestling.
Yeah.
So it was kind of more natural.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
it did, actually.
So, yeah, and that even kind of helped out with, like, how we did the pulling and everything like that. Is like, from the wrestling knowledge. Like,
Yeah, we did 2 takes of that.
yeah.
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 I was worried. I was like, man, he's going to land on his shoulder and the rotator cuff's over.
That one was, that's honestly an easy fall. Like, that one is more of an easy, steps is hard.
It was just falling out of pretty much a vehicle. Imagine if you're standing in a vehicle up in the doorway, like a truck, something a little higher, maybe like 3-4 steps, and you just kind of throw yourself off, and then land on it wasn't moving, just parked there into the grass.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't that bad. I was like, when's the last time you did a stunt? You said, oh,
pretty much the C Money video.
no way, you did something before that, after that, didn't you?
Not that I can remember.
Oh, well, anyway, I was worried because I'm like, don't hurt yourself.
Right.
It's like, we got insurance, but man, I don't want to use it.
Yeah. But no, that one's just something light, but it definitely like plays into the effect of the movie. And that one, the hardest thing about that one was trying to figure out how, you guys will understand when you see the episode. I was trying to figure out how I'm supposed to fall out of this thing when what happens to me happens to me. And I don't want to say too much, but it's like
That's so code.
how do I fall out of this thing when I'm? You'll understand.
Are you talking about the one thing or the other thing?
The fucking
The third thing or the fourth?
the whack.
The thing? All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's the thing.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
Oh man, that's
No,
I
man.
want to show them.
I
because,
know.
Man, oh
Maybe after this,
yeah.
we can give you like it's not even like the actual cut of it. It was
No.
an uncolor corrected to see if it even worked thing.
sent it
There's
to
no
me on
sound. It's
Snapchat.
just mute. And I was like recording the editor, and I was like, hey, let me see if this even works. I'm like, all right, it works. So I'll get to that when I get to that scene. But okay, cool. And so I have that version of it on my phone.
Yeah.
You guys can see.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll let you
So I
know.
think just with stunts in general, to back this up, like I feel like with me, like I said, it just kind of, you get into a zone, and like once you do it so many times, you're just there. Like I've done really dangerous things before, so like falls and stuff doesn't really bother me anymore. Like I've been stapled, I've been set on fire, I've been hit with light tubes, landed in barbed wire on thumbtacks, like all that kind of stuff. That's way harder than taking a fall. A fall, though, is probably going to actually injure you more, though, to be honest. But that's considered easy to me because of the other stuff I've done. So,
Yeah.
So that with the acting thing, you're not doing it as often either as you
Right.
would with wrestling too. So your body's not fully prepared for it either.
100%. That is true. That's where like the risk of danger comes in. But I usually stretch and stuff. I was doing my stretches
Yeah, you
before
were.
and everything. So
He
like,
was doing.
but yeah, no, you're right. Like when you're wrestling, you're doing it back to back to back to back. So you kind of build up a tolerance for it, and your body kind of adapts to that. But with acting, you're doing it maybe once every couple months. That's why people get hurt on set a lot, because they're not actively doing these stunts all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys have a really good relationship. Like obviously just sitting here watching you guys feed off of each other.
Yeah.
Long drives, man.
oh,
18-hour drives to Florida and back every other week for 4 months straight. It was like, oh, this sucks. But I mean, we would talk, like we would have the radio off for at least 4 of the hours.
100%.
And then we would say, what artists are we listening to? We'd listen to their entire lifetime catalog.
Oh, yeah.
All the way from the beginning.
Yeah.
All the way through to now. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, we got 12 more hours to go.
Yeah, for real. It's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, we just spent we've really only been friends for like the past 3-4 years, but we've spent more time with each other than a lot of people have when they're friends like for 10 years. So, because we, like you said, we were literally like going, basically living down in Florida for 3 weeks at a time. And just got to know each other really well. We honestly have quite similar personalities anyway, just in different ways. He's more on it and focused about stuff, and I'm more just like, chill.
the laid back side.
Yeah. I'm like you don't need to stress.
Oh, when it's shoot day, it's just zoom, tunnel vision. Sometimes I have to have somebody help me. So I get so tunnel vision of what has to be done at the task that I don't realize certain things that I may be missing. Little details, but
Right.
sometimes he was those eyes for me for a while. And you always pointed out stuff. But sometimes there's a point where it's like, oh, well, that'll probably take too long to do. So let's just forget about that ever happening.
That is true.
Like we only got a
I
little couple
can't tell you how
hours.
many times we've had like this idea, and then we're just like, let's just cut that.
Yeah, I guess that just sounds really, really, really. I love trying really hard stuff, but sometimes when you get in there, if it's a wish list thing that you're just now seeing for the first time on set, like, well, you know what would be perfect here? This, but that would throw off the entire plan and give us probably another day of shooting. And
Yeah.
we don't have that time, so we would just have to cut it. Unfortunately, we'll save it for next time. Put it in our pocket. So that happens more often than I wish. We take donation.
So you guys have been, Spencer has been releasing some videos on YouTube on night terrors.
Oh, yeah.
So you've done Silhouette and Loose Ends. I watched both of them yesterday. They were great.
Those were just like, that's kind of like a little side experiment because I've always told myself I never want to get into YouTube videos. I just don't want to do it. That's not my thing. It's only theater cinema, but that takes way too long. That's just, oh man. I mean, it's like a drop. I mean, you're gambling, play the lottery, you get into that level. So I just found that maybe it's better to just slowly build up by just trying my best to do cinematic stuff every time, even for simple videos, and then just see where it lands. And if you're good enough, if I'm truly good enough, then it'll find me or happen. But I can't wait for it to find me. I still have to push it. I have to get into their world. So it's just like anything. You don't know what so and so's posting unless it's in your algorithm. And it's the same with human minds and people and nature. So like, I want to get into movie theaters. Well, these guys has got to somehow come across my stuff.
You're good. No, I think Silhouette's probably one of my favorite short horror films I've watched in a long time. I think that was really good. The daughter did an incredible job.
Yeah, that was actually the one we did. We were like, are we going to make these for kids or not? So that one we pulled a lot of punches in on the story because we want to dive in a little deeper on like the mom, why mom's not really in the picture. You kind of got a little bit of what it was. Drugs. Whatever, but it was like, you know, kind of supposed to be a drug thing, and we didn't put as much gore in there, which I think was better because like everyone loves a true like gore porn movie, you know, but I'm just kind of a gore corn movie. I don't know where this is going. You know,
fine.
Can't say the P, you gotta say the C. You know, and anyways, I tried to like make it to where it could be marketable everywhere and YouTube friendly, which it still kind of wasn't. We were taking a huge risk on that. Like,
because there's like,
violence towards children is huge.
Yeah.
But I think that when I read through those guidelines a little closer, it's more of it looks like a realistic video. Second thing was obviously guns. Everyone knows guns is a really hard thing to put on social media or like YouTube. And then the other thing was just kind of crude imagery, which is like not necessarily gore, but like throw up or something. And then that's kind of a terrifying moments. But I still think there was still a past for TV. Loose Ends does not. That actually had zero script. We ad-libbed, we improv the entire film. There wasn't a script. We went in there as a camera test because I just got this red, and I'm like, oh, let's try out the red. I never really got familiar with the color, how red works. You know, they're different codecs and just how it edits, how it color corrects. So I'm like, we're going to call it like this, super blue, and this was messing around. And a lot of the shots you see in that film, especially when he's just looking in the sink and stuff, as cliche as that shot normally is in a film, like looking in the mirror at yourself, we just did it as a simple, let's try this light moon through the window, but super blue, like Are You Afraid of the Dark intro, extremely blue. And after that, I'm like, man, let's just make a character. So we just left that in the movie, and every day we shot, we just started adding more. The second day we shot was with Tez, coming like, hey, you're going to act like you're just killing him, like you were the guy looking in the windows and you kill him. Oh well, who cares? Come watch the movie. We're gonna have more. I can give away one. Get over it. No. Anyways, we just wanted to just keep going and growing, and then we had it's like the night before it came out. I'm like, Dylan, we need you to be doing something crazy because there's nothing scary about this film. Like it's just me talking because I did the voiceover. It's just me talking for 10 minutes. It's boring. And so I'm like, let's have you roll. You got these fake breakaway bottles. You know, let's have you roll it back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, what we're going to do is have you have a ghost foot come out and step out barefoot and leave a blood print. Why? Because. And we did it. And then again, we were like, hey, we need everyone to come back. And you got to be your bare feet and you got to pull your shorts all the way up to your gooch because we want everyone to look naked. Because the real ghosts and demons are naked. The clothed guy is his friend that was actually there to kill him. And so I'm like, so we're just have everyone stand. We're going to reshoot the shot. We're doing you're crawling across the floor. And then that's where you're going to have all these feet standing around you. So that was a completely like off the wall, took, 3 months out like this to shoot it all just because it was so broken up. Like it was like, we filmed it in February. We're like, hey, we should actually do something with this. This is kind of cool. I'll do a voiceover, like a comic book narration. Even though a lot of people don't like that. Some people are turned off by that little trope, whatever, but whatever.
Yeah, every single one of these is going to be different.
Oh yeah, completely different.
It's like
different shots,
Goosebumps
styles,
for adults. Like it's.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, that's a heavy influence. Yeah. Sorry if I start rambling. Just tell me.
Oh no, you're good.
I'm just trying to help him bring it back.
It's one of the tisms I got for sure. Yes. I'll go on for days.
Yeah, like it's like Goosebumps for adults.
Yeah,
there's always going to be something different with his series. I've heard a lot of what's planned out. Him and Dylan, they just be hanging out and just writing down a bunch of ideas. Thrizzy is also very involved and helps out a lot.
He's doing he does a lot of our graphic design poster stuff, and he did the theme song, and he also we're slowly beginning to mend to start learning the ways of mixing a movie. So like the sound design, like I've always done it, but I've gotten close to. He's like, this is actually not bad for just mixing yourself, but with his studio, he can pull out certain frequencies I never heard.
Yeah.
That in other words, we wouldn't even matter for YouTube anyway. But if we're gonna be perfectionists, we might as well just like, we're gonna perfect it. So the first one, we actually have a Dolby surround sound mix, like for theaters. That obviously you don't need that for
Silhouette, right?
Yeah, for Silhouette. Yeah, because that actually went to theaters. We did that in 2024, like in about March, I think.
Yeah.
Or 2024. And we had the idea of doing something like Night Terrors. We didn't even have a name for it yet or anything. We was like, man, I just want to do like a short story. Like it's hard to make a feature film with the resources. Like we have to spend an entire year to do it right, to make it look like a movie. And of course we can spend a month and do it, but it's going to look like dog shit. Yeah. So like, we want to really spend time because Silhouette, we shot 7 days, not straight, 7 days. We edited for like 2 months, doing that post-production, and then we sound designed for about another month or so. Because when we film, we actually don't worry about miking anything. We worry about miking only dialogue.
Yeah.
Anything else we can sound design and make sound fuller. So the movement when he moves, you hear the clothing movement, like the leathers. Yeah, we add all that in after because it just makes the world so full, and that's how you get that good, crisp movie sound. It's not so much how the dialogue's mixed, even though it's important. It's about everything else you add into it that fills in the gaps like you're really in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes he'll go out and get natural sounds.
Yeah. I just did that. Yeah, I just did that with the truck because this guy's at that truck in the film. He's like, man, I souped this engine up. It has to be my engine. I'm like, all right, well, we're going to get every audio and mimic the shots we did in the movie, and we're going to get your truck in there for your sound. So, because we used this truck and everything was in it. However, we were only worried about dialogue to make it as clean as possible. So I took the frequencies out of the truck and everything. All you hear is the voice. So I have to add that back in.
Yeah.
So that's what I spent my time doing yesterday.
It is funny that you said that Loose Ends was like a camera test mostly.
Yeah.
Because the first thing we were talking about when we got here was that it was very well shot. Like the videography for it was
it was just hey, let's try this red out. I've never shot on a red. Let's try it. And that's what we did.
It's kind of weird. Like, there's been so many times where we've kind of like wung it on set, but there's something. It's the way his brain works. He just sees the shot before it's actually like on camera. Like we'll walk into somewhere and he'll be like, "Oh, that corner in that room right over there, that is where we're gonna get this shot. You have the light coming in from the window right here, this and that." And he just knows. It's just in his head. Like it's like he's got like a Meta Quest glasses that like fucking.
You want to know what the trick is? I'm not afraid. I don't gatekeep. The trick is motivation. So if you were to walk into a room, you see his windows. Even it doesn't matter if it's nighttime. Right? It could be pitch black outside right now. Well, you know there's windows. You know where light would normally come in. How does it normally fall? Where do you want the sun to be? All right. Well, you want the sun over here. You want a golden hour, lower it. You want to make it more orange because golden hour is like that. And then blast it through. It'd be cool if there is a print on the wall. If not, you can make one. And you just have to motivate it. And if you were to look at objects right now, you look at me right now, the best thing you do is you hold your fist up because it represents like the face structure of just how like bony and stuff it is. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna hold your like this, you can see like, all right, well, there's a backlight hitting right here, creating a white kicker. You got a nice fill here, and then of course that light's bouncing off this wall, so there's a little bit of fill here. It's not full shadow, so it's kind of like, oh well, that right there is like how you would want to light it. So in just in this situation alone, so like, all right, I want to mimic a podcast. Well, now I have the idea.
Yeah.
So it's. Sorry if I just completely lost the mic there.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
We'll fix it in post. AI's crazy nowadays.
It's really like that. It's like he'll just see the shots just out in the middle of nowhere. Like we'll be driving past something. Like we were driving downtown Sydney, like right across from the theater, and he's like, "Oh, that's one of those older lights. I need to use that light for something."
Sodium vapor.
Yeah, and he's like, those lights aren't around anymore. They're all switching like the LEDs and everything. So he's like, but that light right there can give me the effect I want for this shot. It's crazy. It's
sodium vapor. Remember how streetlights used to be back in the day?
Yeah.
They're very magenta orange.
Yeah.
A sodium vapor bulb. They got rid of all those. So now you don't have that nostalgic orange streetlight feel. But we can make it ourselves.
This is what I mean.
We can mimic it. Even though it's a modern day movie, whatever. Like, nah, dude, this will just sell the emotion, the feeling of that in your gut. Like, damn. Yeah. Sodium vapor.
It's crazy because, like, there's been so many times, too, where I'll see him start editing this thing and I see the shots come together and I'm like, how did you even know at the time? And a lot of times I'm very impressed with initial cuts, and then he'll go in and he'll color correct it, and he'll do everything else that he's got to do to it. And I'm just like, how did you know that it was going to look like this? That's what I don't understand. So I'm with you. I think Loose Ends is amazingly shot, and it's crazy to me that it was a wing it type deal, like a test type deal. But I think honestly that makes it a little bit better. Like, he was kind of critical on Loose Ends being a little bit more
slow and boring.
Yes. But I'm like, no, like, that's building up the drama. He's like, does it fit horror? I'm like, it fits horror in many ways. It's just not a typical, like, jump scare type movie. It's more of like a realistic horror, like somebody who has, like, done these things and is being haunted by these things. It's more psychological than it is, like, terrifying. So I think that you're going to get so many different viewpoints during this whole series and so many different stories that he's going to be able to tell, and I think it's all going to be good. That's my opinion. But
thanks, man.
No problem.
So what all, like, I know the second episode was just thrown together, but like for the first episode and the episodes to come, what all preparation happens before you guys go to shoot it?
Okay. Are we good on time? I just want to make sure it's 30 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
We're getting close. I'm about to.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's. I guess it starts with just the initial idea, which is you can be sitting in your smoke circle, you can be drinking in your drinking circle, whatever circle you're in, circle jerking. I'm kidding. Anyway, you get the idea. Whatever you do when you just spitball ideas between your friends, man, what if this happened? Those are the times where you initially get your first inspiration. Like, hey, one of those will stand out. Instead of like saying you're going to do it. I mean, how many times before you got started a podcast did you actually start a podcast? Before everyone's like, you should do a podcast, man. It's you know what I mean?
Yeah,
everyone
crazy.
talks about it, but nobody really will do it. Yeah. And this is a nice setup. Like, this is good.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
This is good. I feel it's kind of the same thing. Like, well, that's the one. Let's put it down in a pad, which is I have a crazy amount of stories here. And some of them are just one sentences like, this girl's crying outside of the woods and something's in it. And then later I'll come back to him like, oh, man, that's that idea about the makeup girl, whatever. Anyways, you know, it just triggers the memory, kind of like a smell. But yeah, so we just come up with ideas and I'll put it all in there. And everyone has their own set of lists. I'm sure this guy has a list of something.
Oh, I've
somewhere in his phone there's a
my
list.
song list. I just have like a list of like random bars that I'll come up with just out of nowhere. Like, I'll just write it down. Like, so sure, it's the same way with you. Like,
then from there it's just all right. Let's get the plot points in. When is this? What happens after here? For obviously the opening scene to me is always like the most important and easiest for me because that's the first thing I witness in my head. Like, I watch the movie before we do it, so like I'll just zone out and be listening to whatever and just picture it in my head of what's happening. And then I'll just get the shot. I picture in my head, you know, like remember these angles, and then just put them in a little list of like just a plot point of what A to B essentially, and then that's when we start coming in. When I'll start writing it, I'll start typing it out, and that's when we'll get little hints of flavor, little bits of things in there that make the story more interesting and not just like here to here. And we need to get better at that. You know, that's the hardest part right there is making it even interesting. You know. Because it could be the same story, but what makes a difference is how you bake it, you know, with the different little things. Yeah. And that's kind of that back from there. Once we have a first draft done where we can read all the way through beginning to end, that's when we give it all our creative team, like even who's in it, even who we already have an idea. We'll start casting in the middle. We good?
Yeah. You can keep
casting in the middle. And so I can start bouncing off them because I like to let my actors not come up with their own dialogue. I mean, yes, but I'll have just like what I want to happen here, and then I'll let them in the early stages of the script writing kind of like figure out how they would want to say it because they might be developing a character in their head of how they want their character to be, and like they might give their own backstory and things. And as we all regroup, and you know, we can all make tweaks however we need to, but we just kind of mold that dialogue around how he would want to say it. So it's the same thing, just said any way that they can make them feel the best because character writing is really hard. You know,
plus the way I talk in certain like idioms or whatever, and like there's certain things I would say that he's not gonna write down on
Your
the script.
and ahs and wherever you talk, and like that way
Yeah.
it's just like so easy for him just to say it because
I just make it natural.
yeah, I have a thing of where I write too like fancy. I don't like
Yeah.
some of the ways I'm over descriptive on some of the things, which is unnecessary for scripts. You know?
That's good. It's you're telling them exactly what you want, and it's up to them to adjust to that.
Yeah.
But then you also got to find the locations.
Yeah, so once we get the script done and everything's good, everyone checks off, we have it ready to go. And again, this will still constantly change all the way up to the shoot day to on the shoot day. And in the editing room, it constantly changes. Once we have a pretty solid picture lock script, that's when we'll start finding locations that we need. And then sometimes when we can't find certain things, we have to go back and change the script to make it make sense. So I like, in other words, scaling down is the term. Scaling down. So you're like, all right, I really want a whole street of like Halloween pumpkins and trick or treating and a bunch of kids. Like, all right, well, hey, it's gonna be hard to get 100 kids in costume, especially if you need to buy those costumes, and then get all the decorations on the street and have everyone on board to let that happen. So in other words, okay, you know what? That's a little crazy or hard. We might even attempt it, but once the logistics start to get a little too overwhelming, we just go back. Well, how about we just show two houses? And it's instead of a wide shot down the street, maybe we fly in like at the ground, aiming at the ground like this, and then tilt up as we approach this house. And you have this little house and this house just on the edge of the frame, and you can get one or two little kids running up here and a couple pumpkins. Boom, you got your trick or treat scene without showing an entire street.
Yeah, because you said something like what like write like you have $1 million budget.
Yeah, right. Like you have $1 billion, and then scale down what you can actually achieve in your neighborhood or whatever you got going on. And that's the best way we can do it, to keep costs to nothing if we can. It's because we're doing this ourselves right now. We don't have anybody paying for them. So luckily, I spent and invested a lot of stuff into my equipment over years and built up knowledge and things. And other people, like my buddy Dylan, has kind of become the prop master. He just all year he just like will see something cool online and buy it, and it's something really neat and just different, something you don't normally have. And he collects all these Halloween style stuff. So when we need costume wardrobe, he has 1 billion coats you can pick from that have a different look.
Yeah,
that's just there. So he's that guy. He loves that. So he's that guy. And not to mention all of his land, everything he has, all the woods. I'm burnt out on filming in the woods, though. Let's get that out right now. But like, because like that guy, always have a guy has acres and acres of woods. So like once we get locations locked in, everything's good with the script. That's when we start rehearsing if we can, which is we did a little more this time. We go out on location and without camera or nothing, we're gonna run through and talk. Like, actually, I want to cut right here and I want to move here. So that's where we can give a moment. So they just kind of start acting and interacting with the scene, create blocking, which is, in other words, just blocking in film terms is just how they move through the set. So everything's choreographed, where the camera moves, how the sound person's going to move if you have one, all of that.
Yeah, we did like a live script read while we were acting out the scene.
Yeah,
Okay.
at
Like
location.
I had my script. Dylan had his script. We're walking out,
And then we had a
how
red
we're
pen.
how we're getting from here to here
Yeah.
while saying this and that, and what angle he can get while we're doing it.
Yeah.
All that played into it.
I have to reset up things, like
Yeah.
trying to limit setups. Like, oh, well, if you have a bunch of lights, you can set all your scenes up now and then just move camera and things. But we did pretty good at that. I had 2.5 setups essentially ready to go.
Yeah.
And then, but like, sometimes you're just like, well, it's going to take 2 hours to set up everything over here and move base camp over on the other side, especially if you have to get in a car and go somewhere else. And all that just takes so much time to do. So you want to try to shoot out of order. Obviously, we might be shooting the ending of the movie the first day of shooting, just because we have this location then, and whatever. In like our example, we'll film every single angle from this point inside this location, so we don't have to keep resetting up camera. So we'll run through all this, mic them both in case one has a really good performance. That's if we do one camera setup. So, like, I haven't done anything more than a one camera setup except on interviews and things. Right. But it's just because it's a lot. I mean, you got these huge cameras. It's just a lot going on.
A lot of memory cards.
Well, every day we shot 1.5 terabytes. Yes. 1.5 terabytes every shoot day, shoot days were 6 hours for the last slice, every time. 6, whatever. I try not to do much longer than that because everyone has lives outside of film. I'm lucky that this is all I do. But
a lot of preparation.
A lot of preparation, a lot of planning, and then sticking to the plan. Don't get too distracted by what you might see on set unless you can fit it in. Like, oh, well, that's great. And of course, you'll have your happy accidents. That,
Yeah.
You had no control over it, and you want to tell people, oh, yeah, that was why it looks good because I did that. It's like, oh, no, actually, it's just the train was passing over the bridge at that hour, and it was like, damn, this looks good. So that's, I think on the last slice we shot for 5 days. 5 days.
Yeah.
5, 6, 5.
There's one at Al's.
Al's day in the office was one day, and the car rigging shots.
Yeah.
And then we had
2 days out on the land with the school.
the
And
gas
then
station day.
You had a day before that already shooting for the intro.
Yeah. Oh dang. Yeah, I'm on like 8 days.
There was a lot. He's had to go back out just yesterday. You got the truck audio?
Yeah.
So he's had to he's still working on the movie right now.
Yeah.
Like still tweaking it, making it even better.
Yeah.
Like obviously it's there. Like you could watch it right now and pretty much anybody else that's gonna watch it is gonna be like, that's awesome. But he has he's got to make everything perfect. So he'll tweak it up until the day it goes out.
This one's about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So
This one's gonna be the longest one yet.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I saw the trailer. I was like, this looks really.
It is a good one.
This one we brainstormed too. Like this one
Yeah.
was we all got together at Dylan's house and we were just talking about ideas and we were like, Pizza Man.
Pizza delivery.
Pizza
guy.
Man.
Where could you go? What would happen? And we had a million different ideas. Because that's a pretty common trope, especially when it comes to scary stories on YouTube. You listen to any of those Mr. Nightmare or whatever, I was in the woods and there was this guy. Anyway, there's a million pizza stories just like that, like the pizza delivery stories. And I'm like, well, how can we make this and make it our own crazy thing? And it's kind of a dark comedy. There's some comedy in it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's subtle. It's not there to really get you busting a gut laughing, but it's just a little Jesus. That's all you can say sometimes.
It's just I feel like it's just the way I look on camera sometimes. I'm
No,
just
it's the delivery and everything.
It's
delivery.
just the way I am.
Get
I
the delivery.
kinda,
No.
Yeah,
it's
the delivery,
it's delivery on how you talk and
I just fit better in a dark comedy, but I can definitely be serious when I have to.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just writing.
Scream Queen.
Yeah, for real.
No, he did really good, dude. That trailer you probably didn't even realize. That's the first time he watched anything so far, except for when we edited the scene.
I got to see the first night of shooting at the because I went back with you and you're editing it. But
we did it all that one night. Shot it, came home because we got rained out.
Yeah.
First night, which is honestly the best thing that could have happened to us because it let us
we were
regroup.
frustrated. That was a rough night.
Yeah, the mist was coming in, but it wasn't not enough to really feel like it's raining, but enough to accumulate on equipment. And you're like, God, dude, this is lame.
It would come down and last for 10 minutes and then it would go away as soon as we did cover everything up and then we got everything back out and then started doing it again.
Yeah.
And
The lights are good enough to be out there though.
things were rough. We were struggling getting shots, struggling landing lines, everything like that. It was a rough day.
Yeah.
It was a rough day. So honestly, getting rained out helped us and
Regroup.
The second day was it
That
was
very next day.
we were just going. It was I think we filmed
That was the whole majority of the film. Well, that whole scene is 7 minutes long.
Yeah. We got that all done within a couple hours.
That's a lot. 7 minutes of a film, and I guess maybe not to people who make full-on movies with $100 million, but 7 minutes done in a single night with a crew of me and Matt Carter. I think that was just us two for the crew because we kept it really skeleton crew. It's a super small camper. We're filming in this camper. It's really hard to get to fit everything in there. So we lit everything exterior lighting, big lights to help the moon blasting through, and accent warm lights just to help color correction. Just because sometimes you'll have those street lights out there in the distance in a farm, and we didn't want everything pitch black and behind you. But we did that, and then we had just little accent practical lights, such as candles, literally similar to this but smaller, and they moved. And there were just fake candles that and then a green bulb and a lamp just to help break up the color pattern. And that was kind of how we did it. This is very heavily inspired by Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 2003 version.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Specific. It's more colorful, more vibrant.
Yeah.
And inside the team, there was some disagreements about how colorful it should be. But I wanted this to be really colorful, like a comic. Just something. I like colorful horror.
Yeah.
The remake It was very colorful.
Yeah.
Movie. I just like that look good. So yeah, it's very heavily inspired by that film. And that's kind of it. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, it's definitely unique.
It's a lot. It's
definitely
unique, yeah. But just the way the color
Yeah.
palette, except for the sepias, because they use a desaturated sepia, and we use more colors. But I just wanted one of those things where it's just a dirty movie, not in a sense of what you think, but a dirty movie as in just messy, like covered in dirt, just getting, you saw them from dragged through the grass and just seeing an old abandoned place. And, the guy works in a pizza joint, it's greasy, and it's just things like that just add to the film. And I wanted to amplify it with the color to let everyone know what they're looking at. So I think you're gonna like it.
There's some pretty awesome shots.
I'm trying not to give
some shots in this one. Like even just like the drive by, like where it shows the Al's Pizza sign on top of the car. Like that shot is amazing. You see the big four. In the
it was only for
background.
a split second.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy to me is like he's got shots that are only in here for like this long and they're amazing shots. So you got the Al's Pizza logo on top of a car with the big four bridge in the background. Like,
with the train,
man, with the
breathe,
train
buddy,
going,
breathe.
I know. It's just like, bro, it's crazy. You got so much going on.
Yeah, that was a day. That was the very first day of filming for him, us. That for me, it was the second day of shooting, and and the whole first half of the day was rigging a brand new car rigging system that we got, a Matthews car rig, whatever, and it's cumbersome and just heavy. You got to know what you're doing. This is just not some shit you just get and grab and put a camera on there like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
You got to really do all the safety checks. It has to balance all the way. Each suction cup was rated for like 66 pounds. And then you got my humongous camera, which is I had to strip down completely to its smallest form. And then, then you got to keep even though it's locked down underneath, you got to keep the bounce wobble. So you got to get your C-stand arms and lock them on top of the, on the camera itself to keep that from whatever. It's just so much that goes into it. And I'm like, all right, well, that's one angle. We got to get 5 more. And then you got to re-rig everything, put the hood up, strap it down into the frame, all these. We got like I got like $3,000 just on a car rig. Like, I'm like, God, I kept having to get shit because I thought I have it. And then when I do a test rig on my own car, I'm like, it's missing this. I got to get this too. And so just like little stupid pin that's like, it's $30-something for that pin. You're like, gosh, this is so dumb.
I mean, that's something you don't want to be cheap on, though.
No. It's insured, but, I don't want the damage on the thing. I actually had to.
Using really
I
nice
called
cameras.
the cops to come and do an inspection on it to make sure it was road legal.
Yeah.
Too.
That's smart.
Yeah, and they're like, well, as long as it's not sticking 3 feet out, you got to put a flag on it. Like, oh, well, no, it's like right within the mirror.
I forgot. Yeah, we forgot that in preparation. Yeah, he always contacts the authorities, lets them know like what
Hey,
street
we're
we're
shooting
on.
on the street.
Yeah.
I've had issues where we were filming a Doritos commercial way back in the day in like 2013. And then someone was robbing all the Doritos out of a convenience store, and there was guys in ski masks would start outside. We were interior because the day before I called, and we filmed downtown on the Court Square in Sydney, and they pulled over. It was supposed to look like they were robbing the bank, and they run right next door, and then we just shot a different location for the convenience shop for the interior of that. And so we already got the cops to shut down traffic for a moment, for like they hold it for like a couple minutes, and then just they'll let us do our thing real quick, get a shot, all right, let traffic go through, and then we just have to keep resetting if we had to redo
awesome.
it. And but the second day, I'm like, we're inside, we don't need to worry about calling the authorities to let us know. Well, I forgot the actors started outside with bags and ski masks, and they started running inside. We got all the shot. Next thing you know, I guess someone drove by and thought the place was getting robbed. Yeah. So I'm like, in the most cartoonish way, like, are you serious? They're dressed like that. And so the cops started walking up and holding on their guns, and they're like coming to surround us. We're like, oh no. And so the owner came out, which was crazy. He ran out. I was like, no, we're filming. He just like barged out the door. These cops were thinking, what is going on? And then they came in, and they're like, oh, yeah. So from then on, I always, if we're going to be anywhere in public on a sidewalk, even if it's completely public and we're allowed to be there, I always let them know that we're there, because someone might call in and be like, I don't know what's filming here. Yeah. And it gives you a little bit of leeway too. Like, when now we can put a tripod. Like, we might not have a parade permit, but we got a tripod on here now because they know. They're cool. I mean, we filmed, I don't know if you helped on the one with Bubby Galloway. Yeah. We were in a tunnel. Well, that was with Bilo Ortiz.
Yeah.
And we were filming the tunnel back behind Graceland, and we just fogged the shit out of it with a big fog machine to look like rolling fog. And we're in the Graceland Cemetery after hours, so at night, and we called it in, and we just said, hey, we're doing a photo shoot. That's like senior photos. All right, yeah, okay. We're filming a music video, but it's the same thing. We had a big generator out there just rumbling, sounded like a motorcycle going down that street. I tried to block it because those houses by the tunnel. Like, what the hell?
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, it did.
It turned out really good too. That shot's actually insane.
That was a good shot. That was actually quick too. We did it in like 2 hours.
But yeah,
jeez. I know Silhouette ended with kind of like a cliffhanger. Does Andy's episode have a cliffhanger? And do you plan on having like any like second part to anything that has a cliffhanger?
I'm not sure. I haven't really thought that far. So I was really going to be keen on trying to keep every episode a complete different story, even though they might have featured the same actors and things. I was trying to make it a completely new. Just that way, it just makes it refreshing for us, and not we don't get burnt out on like some of the same story. But yeah, someone's asked me about that before because Charlie did so well that you kind of would like to see what happened after that.
You're right.
That'd be super cool. But as of right now, we don't really have a plan to. I would like to get some of these other stories because we have the stories planned out all the way for like the whole year already, and we're only on our third one now.
Yeah.
But we have like 2 other ones currently in the works of pre-production while we're shooting this one and editing this one,
And then getting more ideas.
and
every
then
day.
also starting new. Yeah, so it's
But I did tell him, I was like, I think Dylan's Dale character could definitely come back.
oh yeah, he wants to do something like called Cooking with Dale.
Yeah.
Just
I
like
feel
some stupid like
feel
Betty
like he
Crocker
could
show with
take-
this character.
Yeah, he could take some of these characters and some of these stories, and he could definitely expand upon them.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Mirror started out this way too, where every episode was different, but then they would go and they would do this season. They had a sequel episode, so I think you can eventually do
Yeah.
it. Maybe not for a while.
Yeah, for right now, it's
but
just
you can eventually.
the
do it.
biggest reason is just to keep things refreshing and new for our
And
own
you have so
sanity.
many other
Right.
ideas.
Like to scratch an itch. Like, oh, we just want to do a story like this, and we're trying to hit every trope though. So we're trying to hit like every hey, we're gonna do a werewolf story. We're gonna do a vampire story.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the one. It's called Blood Phobia. It's a comedy. So like we want to hit every trope just to do it. But
Yeah, some are going to be gritty. Some are
Yeah.
going to be like
Yeah.
more kid friendly. Some are going to be more extremely gory. Some
like
are
some
gonna
might be like, oh man, YouTube might not like this.
yeah,
So we have to be careful about some.
That's
I
like-
thought for sure. I do not know how Loose Ends is up, dude.
yeah. That's another.
I am
thing
not gonna
yeah.
lie to you.
Sometimes
But they just
some
changed. You see how they just
moderation
changed
is-
all the
yeah.
policies? They changed a lot. They're getting a little more lenient on
Yeah.
the violent
And
stuff.
then they'll get stricter again, and they'll take
yeah,
it
yeah.
off.
Like they just like they just
Wishy-washy.
allowed like F bombs and like you can open up the video with the F bomb.
I do think they kind of shadow banned Loose Ends a little bit, though. It didn't do numbers.
It
wise
didn't.
whatsoever.
It didn't even hit algorithm. But I think that I've been seeing a lot of other channels, like people talking about it, saying that something's going on. You think all the policy changes.
Yeah.
So it just didn't getting pushed out initially like
Yeah.
we thought it was going to the same.
Which could
'Cause
have something to do with how violent it is and things like
possibly.
that.
But I mean, there's no restrictions on it. They're
No,
all-
yeah, it's not restricted, so that's
Yeah,
the best part.
so yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Eventually, it can take off.
It's there.
once Other things
Whatever.
take off. I think it's
It's a new
great.
channel.
I told him I feel like it's like Sin City in a way. Like that's the kind of vibes I'm.
That's an
getting out of it.
inspiration of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sin City for sure.
Like I feel like it definitely, it's a sleeper one. I feel like he didn't like it as much as what he.
I wasn't even
going
going to put it out at one point.
Yeah. But I think it's great. I think all of them are great though. So. But
Yeah, I think with the sequel conversation, I think sometimes a cliffhanger's nice too.
Yeah.
That is
Because
true.
then the audience can decide what happened.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
They
I'm-
can have
like-
theories.
People have asked if it's an anthology because we feature Sydney landmarks and like names. Like I'll put like the Sydney football jackets, an old Letterman jacket from like the 50s. And we have that in the background. And then, a long film I did a long time ago called The Deep. It's not even going to be in there, but we had something with like the Sydney football team because Dylan was on the football team and he wanted to put our like 2010 year in there or something. And then, so I put little things of Sydney. As you see, the Sydney Theater is in it in the beginning. It's like, that's my hometown. You know what I mean? Like some people can hate it, people love it. I just love my hometown because it's just what gave me my inspirations as a kid to what I like to do now. So I love it. I love to shoot locations around here.
But also, I mean, like, it's not like you couldn't do like Easter eggs, like
Yeah.
talking about like maybe like the missing person article on the wall was from that episode.
Yeah, it's
like,
just in the background of
you
this
know.
episode. Yeah, even though it's the same actor playing,
it's like-
yeah. I mean, that's kind of how we kind of just figured, like, you know what, let people think what it is, but you know what, I don't mind putting Sydney in there. Like,
Yeah.
I'll put Sydney name in there all the time. Just
I think
'cause-
it's a very scenic town. Too.
yeah, it is.
So that
Yeah.
helps.
100%.
So yeah, that's kind of like what would happen with Night Terrors. I mean, the last slice is coming out this month. We don't have an exact date yet. I want to say next week, but and that's still like what we're planning. So
I hope it's
but I'm not
next
going to put the day quite. Usually it's always on Fridays, but
Yeah.
we're going to see how this is going because we're also in the midst of filming 2 of them, other ones this month as well.
Jeez.
So, and I still have to like work. I still have to film other people's projects and do stuff. They're all going to be like Halloween trick or treat stylish related. So this month I just want to do a bunch. Some of them are probably 3 minutes, The really short ones, like 8 minutes, starring Bubby Galloway.
Yeah.
Bubby Galloway's going to be in this one. And then we will see if we can even get them done. Who knows? That might not come out. I might just be like, hey, let's just get the last slice done this month because I'm tired, boss. I'm tired.
Well, I mean, post-production is exhausting sometimes.
It takes up a lot of time.
Yeah. Even for like a YouTube video, if it's an hour video, it can take 3 or 4 hours to edit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Especially a free camera podcast.
Oh man, trust me, I had a little bit of experience with that. I was helping Savannah with her podcast for a while, and I was editing it. And man, she had a 4-camera podcast.
I don't know. Yeah, 4
I think it
cameras.
was 4 cameras. Oh man,
It was 4 cameras, and they ran about 2
it
hours.
is a hard job. Yes, it is a hard job editing a podcast, but I think it's pretty fun too. Like I feel like I have to be in the mood for it. So I definitely like. I like editing when I'm in the mood for it, but I don't know how people do it all day, every day, or like have to like stick to a schedule with it. Like I don't. That's not.
It's just
for
like
me,
work, I guess. You just got to clock in.
Yeah.
So I feel like editing a movie or something would probably be a lot better to edit because like there's always something there for you to edit that catches your attention. Meanwhile, podcasting is you're listening to the same thing over and over.
That is true.
I especially I do things in steps. So out of the very, very beginning would be, all right, I need to get all of my lavs and boom mics and everything synced up to my slate. So the guide, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
Sync all those up, mute all those out, and just group them in so I can go back and choose whatever one was the best at that time. And then that's the first thing I do. I run through every single take. Also, it gives me the opportunity to see the take real quick. They call them dailies. You look at what you just shot in the raw form. And then the next step I would do would be to do a loose cut. So I would just start dropping things in chronological order or in the order of what the script is. I don't know if chronological would be the right word for that. But in the order of the script, and then just kind of like, all right, well, I know we filmed this later, so let me just put this in here and just get it all stepped in and find what takes were the best to use in the film. And then I'll go back through again. I'll tighten it up really exactly how I want the cut and the overlaps and everything to be. And then that's when I trim out just the dialogue that I'm using off screen or on screen and whatever is happening and just mix it up to where I cut out all the extra noise. It's just the dialogue and voice. And then I'll do a little premix of it, bump it up, and add a room tone, which is just the white noise you hear in a room. Yeah. Which is in films, you got to have that. You don't want it to be super clean like a song. And then also covers up the cuts too. You don't hear like the sound going in and out like, hey man, hey dude. You don't get none of that. It just keeps it perfect. Yeah. And then that's like the next step I do. And then that's when I'll kind of take a step back and watch it as it is. Yeah. And figure out, man, where would music place? We would get reference songs. It wouldn't be anything we're going to use, but we'd just get something in there, like a rumbling or whatever, just to see if the scene works in the sense of, is this even creepy? Because when you watch it dry without any sound effects, any music, anything, no drone music in the background, just rattling behind it, you don't have none of that. You don't know what's there. It just sounds like, hey, and it's just dead quiet, and you don't hear, and it's every single shot and scenes like that. So sometimes putting a reference in there kind of just lets you see it a little more clear about, is this even good in the first place?
Yeah.
And then and then you can always repaste and do everything else from there. And then that's when you just not even the music yet. You just do all the sounds. Like, all right, pick first. If there's people walking in a set, well, I'm going to start off with this character here. He's walking. Got to line up every footstep, put different sounds of feet on different concrete things, put it right, perfect. All right, next one. Okay, let's do the next person walking. You just layer it all until you get all of it. All right, well now we need like birds chirping, trees, whatever. You add all those air effects, match the frequencies, and then clothing movement. If someone turns like in their jacket, you might hear like a whatever sound, clothing sound, even though you wouldn't necessarily hear it, and not like a karate movie, but right. And you just throw all those little things add up into the music placement, and then that's when you start getting your movie, and then that's when I color correct.
And that's what gives his stuff such a Hollywood look to it, like such a like professional look to it. Like he's doing all the extra steps, like all the things that need to be done to actually make this look like a real movie. And that's why it looks like a real movie. Like anybody could go film something, but the knowledge he has, the way he thinks about things, how meticulous he is when putting it together, that's what gives it that like, oh shit, like this looks like it could be on TV, or this looks like it could be in theaters, like
even if it sucks. Even if
But,
the story
like-
sucks, at least it looks good.
He knows how to go in there and do everything he needs to do to make it look the way that it does. And the more that we're using like actors, the more like we get better budgets. I'm excited for what he's going to be able to do with the rest of the series going forward. Because Loose Ends was already like a little bit more ambitious than Silhouette, and then Last Slice is more ambitious than both. Mm-hmm. So it's going to keep getting better and better as it goes along, and I'm excited for it.
With Bubby, we're actually really trying to scare the living hell out of people. Like, because a lot of these are still kind of like super tame, in my opinion. Like, well, we're not even really trying. We're just putting some suspense stuff in there and maybe a jump scare in there. That's not a cheap jump scare, but like, that's cool. I'm trying to, with Bubby's one, I really want to like, you want to watch this. I want people to be like, damn, I gotta look away. This is a little too scary. So that's what my goal is for that one. So we'll just see. It's just we already got the script done, at least like the fourth draft of it. Yeah. But now I'm feeling like, oh no, it needs more elements. It needs something else. So once I thought it was done, it's not. So
if it helps, I watched the first two with my 6-year-old son. Mm-hmm. He was scared the whole time.
Oh yeah.
I bet. Like Loose Ends, like when we were talking about with the bottle break, like the first time he showed that to my fiance, like she literally like said, like jumped out of her seat. Like so I think it's just sometimes like us horror fans are like a little bit more desensitized to stuff. So to us, we're like, oh, that's like goosebumps level.
Nothing's truly scary anymore. It's just fanfare. Like, oh, that was.
There's always going to be something watching. There's always going to be someone watching their first horror movie or their first like scary thing in general, or even if they're just a little bit more scared than most people. So I think these actually are scary. It's just you're just desensitized to it.
Oh yeah, especially because I'm editing it. It's just like, is this even?
Yeah. Plus,
what is this?
You know where all the jump scares are. You know where all the things are. Like. But I have had the same reaction as you. Like the people I show actually do react to it and are scared of certain parts and things. Yeah. And are actually intrigued the whole time too.
Yeah, I think one of the top comments on Silhouette is that somebody had to pause the video for a while and walk away from it. So.
Yeah, someone did say it. It's funny because someone else said that as well on the trailer for
Last Slice.
Last Slice. Someone commented about that one. If I can find it real fast. That's not it. That's me looking like a stud. I'm just kidding. Hold on.
But yeah, no.
What's going on?
While he's looking for that, I definitely think that sometimes when you know what's going to happen and when you've seen so many crazy things, like you just kind of don't think about how impactful what you made could actually be to somebody.
Yeah.
So
yeah, right here it says. The background music is scary as hell. That Nightwalker one was too scary. I can't handle horror stuff anymore. It gets to me, and then I have to watch a nature documentary and drink some milk, hoping I can go back to sleep. I thought that was hilarious. Drink some milk. Dang.
So Andy is multi-talented with the wrestling and music and stuff. Is there any plans to showcase his music in any of your shows?
Possibly. I mean, we always talk about putting like if a scene has a radio playing somewhere in there, we're going to just feature things like that. And I know that Thrizzy and stuff works closely with a lot of these people. You record at Thrizzy's, and he's always explained that like, if you theme songs that are like made by a certain genre, you can have so and so make a theme to the whatever if it calls for it. Yeah. And that's kind of like where we landed because I know for one he wants to do about game thing.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna get all this nerdcore people into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he talked about getting like specially made songs. So for this one, that piano stuff that you hear and that's something that Thrizzy made for this film as an underscore. So I wouldn't call it theme song, but it's like a soundtrack underscore specific to this movie that if you were to hear those little jingles, you might know, oh, that's we good.
Yeah, like Thrizzy's like actually composing. He's making like jingles. He's doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he does a lot.
And I work with Thrizzy. That's where I record. So I mean, eventually I probably will end up doing something for his series. Right now, I honestly have been taking a break from music. The last thing I did was I made a theme song for a wrestler, Shauna Reed.
I saw that.
So that's the last thing I really did. Right now, I've been on tour selling merch for Bravo and Savannah. gets me close to it. You know, maybe one day they'll have me open again. Like they've already given me that. They've already done that for me. So I mean, at the moment, I'm just kind of living life, just doing all kinds of different things, checking off side quests. You know, but definitely, I do think one day my music will be in something of his.
Yeah.
It's
I'm sure
bound to happen.
It almost happened. It almost happened right at the beginning of it on Slice.
Yeah.
But me and Threes were sitting there and we're like, we need to make a pizza delivery theme song for a place he works at.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you walk into Menards and all you hear is "Save Big Money at Menards" 1,000 times. It's like we wanted to have this jingle for this pizza place, which is Owl's Pizza in town. Actually,
Yes.
are the ones that were like, hey, we'll help you. And I gave him the whole rundown, like, hey, this is a horror film. And blah, 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 but we need a place, a local family-owned place. I'm like, dude, we'll be happy. So they let us use their logo, their pizza bags, and everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Al's
Yeah,
Pizza
Al's
for
Pizza
sure.
really helped us out a lot, which was and they were extremely nice people. The Martins are extremely nice. They were super accommodating. Let me use whatever I needed to use.
Oh yeah, they let us film in their place.
In the place
like,
during hours. Yeah, luckily it was
Gave us
slow.
their pizza bags and all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff.
My favorite thing is the big, the topper on the car. I just love that. That's a true pizza thing. But and then Ryan Arrington he wore like the pizza, like the sign flipper fit. Like
Yeah, he wore like the whole pizza.
yeah, that was good. But yeah, so yeah, there is going to be into this. There is a jingle made for the last slice, like
so
Al's
not even
Pizza.
just me, a lot more like other artists from around here probably will be showcased throughout the and from who knows where, because like you said, he's got plans for something coming up with Thrizzy and
Yeah.
people Thrizzy is like integrated with in the nerdcore genre. We don't want to give away too much on that. But,
Yeah.
there could be
There's some names.
There could be some big.
There's
things
some
happening.
names on this one.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a big project.
Yeah.
That's like House Call. It's gonna be House Call film is so big. I had to bump it way
Yeah.
later because I wanted to do that first, and I'm like, this is right after Silhouette. That took way too long because we were just still kind of figuring out how we wanted to do it, like how we wanted to structure these stories. Now we got it down. It's just boom, boom, boom. We filmed. When did we film the last slice? The dates.
4 weeks ago.
That's when we shot the last day. I think it was like
I think so.
So we shot. Let's just say a month ago.
Yeah.
We shot all of Silhouette, or not Silhouette, the last slice, like straight through, just about within those 2 weeks, 3-week time. We just did it all.
Yeah.
And then and then it's just kind of been up to me at this point to get it edited. Don't judge me. It's a lot. It's a lot to try to
I don't
juggle.
envy that job. I don't. So.
I know it's a lot of work. I follow, I don't know if you know who Peter McKinnon is.
I think so.
He's a photographer, videographer, and like he's working on a documentary for Angels and Airwaves, and like he posted like all the sound design that he did for it and everything. I was like, geez.
Yeah, that's the longest part usually.
Like when I see his editor and I see like all these different rows right here and then all these rows down here and then you got rows down here too.
and then
I'm
you're
like,
scrolling like this, and it's still just layers.
I'm like, what is going on here?
Especially keeping track of all of it. And
Yeah.
it's like, wow.
It's crazy. Watch him edit it and like know where everything's at and like he'll even like save certain shots that might be alternates, like so they're still there, they're just grayed out, like all kinds of stuff. It's crazy.
Alternate. What about this version? Click.
Yeah.
Watching like, what about this version? Yeah, I don't know. It's like when you're editing photos and you got one photo like this and then one like this. But you're
Yeah.
like, which one?
Right.
Yeah.
You flip it back and forth.
Yeah. Crazy.
So,
You have any
else
more
you got?
questions, bud?
I do not think I do. Did you guys have anything you wanted to shout out or anything while you were here?
let me look at my sponsor list. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, not that I can think of. I don't
Night
know.
Terrors 247.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Where do you find this? All right, so it's a brand new channel. You know how sometimes it's hard to get the brand new channel to pop up is just to search it as it is. Not to mention, I kind of like fumbled the ball when it came to like naming the thing Night Terrors. There's 100 million channels called Night
Right.
Terrors, but it's they're all usually dead channels. There's nothing there. They're really old. There's only a handful of them that have something going on. Some are like 100,000 subscribers. But it's completely different. It's not anything to do with what we're doing. So I'm like, oh, okay. I wouldn't say that. I'm embellishing it. I don't think it's 100,000, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh well, whatever. We'll just be better. But no, so we didn't. So we named it. It came from Tez first because he named the first original TikTok was this Night Terrors 24/7.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, usually putting a number behind something will guarantee your little spot. So yeah, you have to type in @Night Terrors and then the number 247. So at Night Terrors 247.
247.
With the at sign, because that's how YouTube wants you to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, you'll find it. You'll see it. I mean, if not, I don't know what to tell you.
The link will be in the description of this video
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
And then me, like, you can find me on any platform, Andy D with the period at the end, or you look up that rapper Andy D. I got a link tree out there that takes you to whatever. So yeah, I mean, I honestly think that this is going to be an exciting series. I think you guys should go watch it. My episode comes out maybe
Within the next week-ish.
Yeah. Depends on when this
The
comes out
ish
as
is
well.
heavy.
When's this dropping?
I'm going to try to get it edited and posted this week.
Okay,
on
so,
Thursday.
It might
in
be
a couple days,
around
maybe.
this
Yeah,
time.
you know, yeah.
Once you're watching this, it'll be coming out at some point.
Yeah.
Around this.
Yeah.
After, for sure, I'm sure.
It won't be long. It won't be long.
Yeah.
Probably could even get a link in this to the episode.
Possibly,
So,
yeah.
but
So
yeah.
maybe we should just in case add a, hey, watch Last Slice or something, you know, just throw it in there like, well, just watch it. It's out right now.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming on
Yeah.
and being a part of the podcast with us.
No problem. Thanks for having
us.
us.
Awesome.
I know we talked a lot, but
Yeah.
No, that's
I
perfect.
talked. I feel like I talked a lot.
yeah.
Gosh.
But yeah, no, it was fun. I enjoyed this.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.